Okay. I'm back. I just had to stop to have my dinner. On to Scorpio. Oh, thanks for waiting. Sorry about that. I just... Well, I don't answer individual questions. I do collective readings by sign. So you watch your sign or the sign of your person to see, you know, what's going on with them. Where their heart's at right now. Spirit guides, universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Scorpio's highest good. How is Scorpio feeling in this third week of July 2025 with regards to one they're thinking about, dealing with or manifesting in? Oh, nice. Well, Aquarius is coming up in a few signs, okay? Thank you for the like. Okay, 3 cards for Scorpio. How is Scorpio feeling? If I'm on Scorpio now, and that takes half an hour, and then Sagittarius half an hour, Capricorn, it's going to be an hour and a half before I get to Aquarius. I don't know if you want to go and come back. It's up to you. Hi, Topsy Ivy. Hi, Matthew. Hi, Anchal. I don't take personal questions in the lives. I read for your sign. Okay. It's a collective reading and you just watch the narrative that's playing out for your sign. It should resonate anyway, but if you want a personal reading, it's £18. My PayPal link is in the description for my channel, and you would get a private link to your own individual 20-minute reading. Okay, the 7 of Wands. So we've got a bit of a defensive energy here, Scorpio. You've got a wall up. You're determined to keep the high ground, to maintain the advantage. But you're a little bit defensive as well. So what's that about? Two more for how Scorpio is feeling, please. I'm not answering individual questions. This is collective readings, so I go through each of the zodiac signs. And you just follow your sign or the sign of your person and see what the narrative is going on with them at the moment. or you need to find a different channel if you're determined to ask individual questions. Okay, so we got the World card. The World card is about success. It's about completion of a cycle. In the story of the major arcana, the Fool realizes that better days are coming. Okay, he must take life's rough with the smooth. So the myth behind this card, because this is a Greek astrology tarot deck, corona means crown, okay, in Latin. So the wreath is a circular symbol of victory. It's probably myrtle leaves. It means victory, celebration, honour, and eternal life. Now that's what Italians wear around their, on top of their head when they graduate. Okay, they still do that now. In pagan rituals in Europe, the wreaths were associated with fertility and the changing seasons. Like the World card, the wreath symbolises success, representing a continuous cycle of achievements and fresh starts. In Greek mythology, the myth most associated is of Dionysus, the Olympian god of wine, pleasure, and festivity. He was the son of Zeus and Semele, princess of Thebes. After successfully rescuing his mother from the underworld and Hades, the god placed the wreath in the sky as a symbol of finally being able to save his mother, ending a chapter and moving on to new things. Dionysus then took his mother to Mount Olympus, where Semele became the goddess Thyone. Like Dionysus, you will feel a sense of fulfillment and a completion of a successful cycle where you can also give back to the world. Okay, so you could be feeling a sense of success, a sense of achievement, continuous cycles of achievement. Temperance, the Moon, the Six of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, the Six of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles. Wow. Page of Swords is watching, waiting, observing. The Six of Cups is a soulmate. Could be desire for a soulmate. Ten of Pentacles is lasting generational wealth. You normally achieve that when you put two incomes together with another. The Six of Pentacles is, six is an even number. It's wanting fairness. Look at all the pentacles here. Equal give and take, equal amounts of time, money, and energy being put in. It's give and take. The Moon card and Temperance. Okay, so Temperance is about finding the right balance, managing our emotions. The Moon card is being afraid of what we don't know, what's ahead, okay, but realising that we need to walk forwards anyway. Sometimes we have fear of the unknown, you know, but it's just because we don't know what's ahead. It's not necessarily because there is something bad there. This is very important, this Temperance card, because you'll realise that when I read the myth behind it, the goal, this is the goal. Okay, Sagittarius is trying to achieve balance because there's goals to be achieved. There's work to be done, there's things that Sagittarius wants. And that is a soulmate and lasting generational wealth. There's this fear surrounding the fact that there needs to be, sorry, I said what Sagittarius wants, what Scorpio wants. there needs to be reciprocity. You're not down for someone, you know, like just letting you do all the work, but you're ready to do your half as well. See, let's look at the Archer, because that's quite an important major arcana. And the myth helps us to understand. Okay, yeah, so the major arcana for Sagittarius, the Archer, represents a centaur, a half-human, half-horse creature with the body of a horse and the torso of a man, drawing a bow aimed towards Scorpius, its neighbouring constellation. It can represent Pabilsag, of Sumerian origin, representing the god of war and hunting. He was illustrated as a centaur-like archer with wings. It is also to portray Crotus, a satyr known for being a great hunter and the inventor of archery. He lived on Mount Helicon and was Pan's son. Crotus loved the muses and the arts, and it's also said to have invented applause, as he would clap his hands when the muses sang. The muses asked Zeus to place him in the sky. As a fire sign, Sagittarius is attracted to new ideas, passionate, adventurous, and opportunistic. Represented by the centaur, the archer uses his arrow to dream big and aim high. Like the Temperance card, the centaur Sagittarius desires to be in an enlightened and balanced state of being in order to pursue their goals. The cup slowly pouring water from one cup to another symbolises the moderation, harmony, and love that you need in your life. Okay, so Scorpio, it seems like your ultimate goal is in your line of sight. Okay, you want this. You're waiting for this opportunity. You're watching and you're actively looking and waiting. I mean, Scorpions, you know, they don't just strike constantly, do they? They wait for that opportunity to strike. Let's see who's showing up then. Who have you got your eye on? Because that Page of Swords energy is like, you know, when someone new starts at work and you're like, who's that? It's that kind of vibe. It's curiosity. It's trying to gain knowledge and spy without necessarily being seen. Trying not to be obvious. So who is it you've got your eye on? Let's have a look. The Three of Swords. Someone's heartbroken. Ursa Major. Heartbreak. Is there someone that you know that's recently had the heartbroken and you're like, oh, maybe I could be their next person? If not, then it's someone that you're manifesting in, but I'm like curious about that Page of Swords, because that is a card of watching, waiting, and gaining information about someone you don't know anything about. Ace of Swords, breakthrough, major clarity, the truth, a revelation, a confession. These are the cards of your person, the one that you're watching or thinking about, or that's being manifested in. Maybe that's why you've got that competitive energy, because this is a card of competition. It's not only a card of being defensive, you know, it's being on the attack as well, like thinking, well, I'm the best person for you. You don't know it yet, but I'm the best person for you. And then we've got like this constant like drive, this like desire for success. And then we've got our eye on the prize with that Sagittarian energy. The Pisces card isn't just about fear, it's about following your intuition, being intuitive. It's water energy. And it's upright, so you're not being governed by fear, you're going to do it anyway. You want reciprocity. It's not just anybody. This person needs to be special, they need to be fair, equal, they need to do their bit. You're not about to be used by anyone, Scorpio. Why have they got this Ace of Swords? Clarity. Confession. The truth, major revelation. The Ten of Swords. Ooh, that is painful. The Ten of Swords is... This is a painful ending. 10 is, you know, the good thing is 10 is the end of a cycle. It's completion, okay? The numbers run from 0 up to 10. This is an ending. It's one that's been very, very painful for this person. The Hierophant. The Hierophant is major arcana for Taurus. Look at, oh my goodness me, look at all of this. That's all swords, 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 swords. You know, swords are knowledge, communication. They're also like pain, anxiety, fear. They're like intrusive thoughts, you know, things that we can't stop thinking. This person, my God, like that is painful. Whatever they found out, it's helped them to finish this cycle. It was something painful, okay, that they found out, and they've had some sort of breakthrough and they thought, blow this, like, I'm not doing this anymore. This is like the ultimate like ending now. That is crushed and burned. The Hierophant is the teacher. It's someone who's learned many harsh lessons. They're no longer a student because they've actually like, they've lived so much harsh lessons that they're now the teacher, and they don't want other people to make the mistakes that they made or suffer the things that they've suffered. So they try their best to share their wisdom and their knowledge. Let's get the Greek mythology behind it though, because it's got another layer to it with this deck. Thanks for the likes, guys. Okay, so your person has got the Hierophant. So Taurus means bull in Latin. It's associated with when Zeus transformed into a white bull to get the attention of the Phoenician princess. Oh, I keep saying Phoenician, like physician. Phoenician, it'll be, won't it? Phoenician princess Europa. Zeus instructed his son Hermes to take the king's cattle towards Europa. Disguised as a bull, Zeus mingled with the cattle. When Europa saw the beautiful bull, she glazed. She hopped on the bull's back, and the bull swam across the Mediterranean Sea, arriving at Crete's island. Zeus revealed his identity, seduced Europa, and gave presents that included a dog, later known as the constellation Cani Major. They also had a son, Minos. Ruled by Venus, Taurus are known for their seduction and elegance, these traits that Zeus uses to attract who he desires. Like the Hierophant card representing an established practice and holding a position of power, Zeus was a practical god. Whatever he wanted, he would get it, and an authority figure who ruled the gods of Mount Olympus. Taurus is a grounded sign that likes the finer things and is associated with earth. Be grounded when reflecting and exploring your priorities and spiritual ideas. Yeah, see, this person's trying to get themselves grounded. They've been all up in their head. They've been in so much pain, so much anxiety. They're really trying to think now, like, I want to put myself first. What is it that I want? You know, this is like a sense of like self-worth. Like, I'm going to go after what I want. I'm not going to be like, you know, victim to whatever this was, like this awful heartbreak. This person likes the finer things. They like security. They're going to want someone who's grounded, down to earth, someone who's passionate about them, someone who knows what they want. Fire signs go really, really well with earth signs because the fire signs get grounded by the earth, and earth signs are kind of like motivated by the fire. Okay, so let's see what comes out. I mean, you would be very, very good for, if they don't necessarily have to be a Taurus, but if they are, Scorpios are really, really loyal. You're also a fixed sign. Taurus is loyal. You're very passionate. Taurus is very sensual. Whoever this is, you know, you are a fixed sign. You can be quite possessive, and some people really like that. Okay, so you're going to want to spend time. Your love language is to spend time with people. This is what you want from them, Scorpio. So let's get some cards for the outcome and see how this goes. I mean, they're in recovery, aren't they? They're going to need some time to get over this. The Hermit reversed, so someone's refusing to, I don't think this is you, because you don't think you're like trying to get over pain. The Hermit is when you put up boundaries, okay, and the answers lie within you. This person is not putting up boundaries with the Hermit reverse. I don't understand that, because they need to. Look all the pain that's been caused. I wonder if they were dealing with a karmic. We'll clarify in a bit. Hang on. Let me get the Hermit. When the Hermit's reversed, it says here for this deck, loneliness, antisocial, rejection, poor spiritual growth. See, someone's bitter. They haven't healed. Virgo is known as Dike, the Greek goddess of justice. Dike was born mortal and put on earth to manage human justice. She lived in the Golden Age, a time of peace and happiness. When Zeus defeated his father Cronus, he reduced springtime and made the 4 seasons. Humans began mistreating each other and not honouring any gods. Because of this, Dike warned humans about having abandoned the ideals of their ancestors and said things would only worsen, but they didn't care. To understand what to do next, Dike flew to the mountains to have a break and think about her life's purpose. Like the hermit, who walks to the top of the mountain to seek solitude and reflection. The struggles they have to find perfection and reach their ideals are qualities of Virgo, as they will do anything to achieve their goals. Being alone in the mountains means they can think without distractions. Virgo is an earth sign that cherishes their time to reflect. After reaching her conclusion, Dike left Earth and flew to heaven, where she sits beside the constellation Libra. The wisdom you get when you take time for yourself is the light you need to show you the right way. You have the answers you seek. So when it's upright, someone's in solitude, they're gaining introspection, they're doing shadow work, okay? They're getting wise. When it's reversed, that they're refusing to learn the lessons. They may have gone for someone, you know, like the way the story behind the Hierophant is about being seduced. They may have got seduced by someone, but we'll clarify in a moment. Let's get 2 more for the outcome. The Four of Pentacles reversed. Someone is splashing the cash, right? They're not holding on to their money, because when the Four of Pentacles is upright, that's the miser. That's conserving wealth. It's holding on to wealth. It's putting it in the bank. It's saving up. This person's pennies are flying out. That's not good. I think when we clarify, it's going to show that they've been used by someone for money, like a gold digger vibe. But we'll see. Wow. Okay, so the King of Cups reversed. It's made this person extremely bitter, you know, and it would do, but they're either over emotional or under emotional. Now, if they were upright, that's high emotion because that full moon. With it being reversed, I'd say there's a lack of emotion. Someone just fully switched off from their intuition. They don't trust themselves now. They don't trust themselves to choose. I can't wait to clarify this. Come on. Let's get the Shadow Love Oracle cards. So what was this Ace of Swords? Was this a confession from someone? Or some sort of major revelation? Oh my God. I'm good. I'm sorry. Like, I am good. In it for what they can get, money hungry, self-serving. Look at all those pentacles, all those savings being lost. Someone was never good for money. They were never good for money. And they've used all this person's savings up. What a fool. I've done that. I shouldn't say that because I've been that person. Crumbling. What you've built feels like it's falling apart. It's okay. You have the strength to build anew. Fierce temper. When this person didn't get what they wanted, they would smash things up. Okay, and that just happens to be the 2 aspects of a narcissist, is violence, displays of power, intimidation, constantly needing money. Even if they're earning their own money, they need everyone else's money because they've got these sick, twisted interests like prostitutes, drugs, you know, gambling, everything that's bad, everything that's toxic. All their money flies away, okay? It's got wings on it, so they constantly need other people's resources because narcissists are chaotic. They're completely chaotic. They're not functioning like regular people. Now, if you've dealt with a narcissist, the upshot of it, because it is very, very upsetting and very damaging when you realise that you're being used and there's red flags after red flags. You know, it is frightening. They're very, very difficult to get rid of as well. But they've picked you, okay, because not because you're weak, because you're someone that's a functioning member of society. You're someone that has resources, you have assets, you have a job, you have savings, you have income, you have people around you that have wealth. You know, you're well liked, you're well received by people, you're trusted in the community. So, you know, this is why a narcissist chooses an empath. It's because they're functioning, okay? It's not because you're a loser or anything like that. See, this person is unfortunately an empath and, you know, is expecting give and take from, it's like walking up to a lion and expecting it to give you a cuddle. You know, it's not in the lion's nature to do that. So why are you expecting the lion to start playing fair? It's not going to do that, guys. So this person needs to learn. They really do. At the moment, they're probably feeling like a victim. Do you know what I mean? But they need to put some boundaries up. They need to distance themselves. They need to physically get away from this person. My narcissist is locked up in jail. Okay, so I don't need to run away from them anymore. But they do something called hoovering, where they try to get friends and family to contact you on their behalf. So I'm still dealing with that. Again, it's not because it's a compliment. Like, they just see you as a resource. They tend to give up eventually when you know exactly what they are. You know, they'll go to someone that doesn't know what they are yet and start with them. That's why they usually got multiple people on the go as well. Temporary relief. Distractions aren't a quick fix for deeper issues. Yeah, so there's been some good times with this person, but it's not enough to make up for like having no money and for them being violent, smashing things up, bringing trouble. You know, you can get in trouble with the law and stuff because they're smashing up property. They're very impulsive, reckless individuals. A person of extremes. Spirit speaks, seek wisdom in prayer, but also have an open dialogue. I think that's an open dialogue with themselves, not with that person, because it wouldn't do any good to speak to that person. Unless it's to say, it's over and never come near me again, or I'm going to the police. I think that they've found more stuff out that this person's been doing. So, like, one person will blow the whistle on the narcissist, like someone that's connected to the narcissist. One of the hoovering people will try to help you and see that you're a good person and tell you the truth about what this person's like. And then unfortunately, you know, it's like pulling a string or a thread on a jumper. You pull it and it just keeps coming. The lies just keep unraveling. It's awful. And then you just feel more and more and more betrayed, more humiliated. So, you know, I think that's what's happened to this person. Look, it's a hobosexual. Someone that's got no assets. They don't belong anywhere. Okay, they float around like a couch surfer and probably, you know, sleep in any sofa in any sort of home, in inverted commas, or on the street even. It's like a leaf being blown around, you know, like they've got nowhere good to be. Don't want to hear it. Okay, this person is not going to change. A narcissist doesn't stop being a narcissist. It's just who and what they are. Billy bullshitter, okay? Absolutely fake. When they apologise, it means nothing. This person is just a prolific liar. They'll lie about you, they'll twist the narrative, and they'll swap the characters around. So they'll tell the truth to other people, but you're the wolf and they're, you know, the grandma. When they're the wolf and you're the grandma, you've been paying for everything, they'll say, oh, she constantly wants money off me. And they flip it, they flip the story, they flip the narrative around. So they're not having to create lies, they just say what's happening but flip the characters around. Does that make sense? They're completely like, they're just prolific liars. It's a very dangerous person. This person won't just lie to you, they'll lie to their friends, they'll lie to their parents, they'll lie to their child. There's no boundaries, there's no lines that won't be crossed, okay? Every law you can think of, they've broken it. They don't have a conscience. They don't have a conscience. Which is strange because it's possible to have a sort of, you know, a good time and feel guilty when you find out what they're about and exactly what they've been up to. You feel sort of guilty for thinking about some good times that did happen or times that they showed you kindness, but it's a bit, the way I describe it is a bit like a baby deciding to be nice to someone because it makes, it's like they recognize that they're getting resources from you, so they're grateful for that. But I wouldn't say that they ever feel guilty for the bad things that they do to you. It's really, really weird, but that's how I describe it. So don't worry, because it's not the narcissist that's showing up in your reading. It's that's what this person was dealing with, and that's what caused them a lot of hurt and pain. I don't know if this is someone new in your workplace or new in your like everyday environment, you know, close proximity, like they've moved into your neighborhood or they go to the same shops that you go to. I don't know what it is, but or a club that you started at. I think you've got your eye on this person, but this person will know what they've got when they get it. They know a good thing, you know, when they find it. It's not that they don't know a good thing, it's just that they're too caring or too forgiving. They're ignoring the red flags because they just wanted a relationship. Okay, they ignored the red flags with this person as they started to show up because they were just like, but I want to be in a relationship right now. Which we've all done when we're feeling weak, you know, when we've been through a really, really bad time. This is what we do. Sometimes the answer isn't yes or no, it's wait. If you were to ask them out right now, it wouldn't be the right timing. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen, okay? They're going to create space in their heart for a love that's healthy, a relationship that's healthy, but often what needs to happen is they need to become independent for a while. Okay, they need to heal from what's being done to them. It wouldn't really be a good idea for them to run into the arms of someone else straight away. Okay, they're going to have trust issues after this, but you know, people will prove themselves. You will prove yourself. You will show yourself to be trustworthy. Let's see if it'll give us a timing, but I do think it's going to be really soon. Let's see. Been proven wrong before. When is Scorpio going to meet this person, or when will they start dating if they're already aware of this person? Not anytime soon, okay? So probably in about 6 months plus, I would expect this to... I just feel like this is someone that's in your close proximity. You're already aware of them, but I don't think you've approached them because you kind of know that they've been through something really, really bad. Give it 6 months to a year. It's not a yes, but it's not a no. You know what I mean? They need a bit of time to like become independent. They trauma bonded to that person. It wasn't a healthy union. They trauma bonded to them. It was parasitic. Let's get some advice. Right, Scorpio, anything you want to find, it's out there somewhere, okay? Notice predictable rhythms. For me, that's just like the way I kind of like understood, you know, that after someone's been involved with someone really, really toxic and dangerous like that, they are feeling so vulnerable and so betrayed, and they feel foolish. They feel so foolish. People were really nice to me afterwards, and when I did speak to people about it, and it's hard to because you're embarrassed by what the person's done. It's a person of extremes, okay? So you're not proud to like tell people the things that they've done, and you really do choose who you tell. But I was amazed how many people had been involved with a narcissist, okay? And the common theme was jail time. So whilst they don't all end up in jail, usually, you know, there's a high number of narcissists because they don't have boundaries, guys. So they don't follow the law, they don't follow rules, you know. But when you've been involved with someone like that, it's better to have an eat, pray, love year and find yourself again and get independent and let go of all those bad memories and get your confidence back up. And this person needs, they need time to do this. They need to find out who they are. But after they've done that, they'll be ready for love again. And the universe won't let them and you come together until they've done this. They're not allowed. They need a substantial amount of time to like regain confidence, to figure out who they are, and to have expectations, to actually require the other person to step up to the plate. They need some walls up. But you know that in that case, it's just a matter of time, isn't it? And time moves quickly, especially when you're going to school or going to work. My God, the months fly by. It's going to happen when you least expect it. There could be something, look, this is a lucky clover. There could be something that brings you to, you know, you and this person into close proximity at some point. In about 6 to 8 months, something like that. I don't know if this is appropriate, but let's see what comes out here. Unblock me. I miss you and want to connect. Please unblock me, literally or energetically, so we can speak. I have a lot to say. Oh my God. I think that person can stay blocked. I shouldn't really have pulled that. You see, it's the no contact deck. But if this is someone, I don't think it's someone that you know because you're showing up as a page to them. But if that's what's happening between, you know, them and that person, I think they've blocked them. I think they're done with that now. They've realised they're dangerous and not just nasty or a liar. They're dangerous. Thanks for likes, thank you. Let's get some essential oils to calm you down. Rosemary, okay, so essential oil of rosemary enhances memory and confidence. So you will gain the confidence to approach this person at some point. Or if you bump into them somewhere, you know, you're not going to completely unravel. You can put it in a diffuser. You might get some essential oil inside, you know, like moisturizers and things that are topical. You can take supplements of rosemary, and you can cook with rosemary, of course. I love rosemary with lamb. Oh, beautiful. I love just, you know, like when you have rosemary in the garden, you just rub the leaves and you just smell it. It's like, it's very like cleansing. Gets rid of the fog. Let's get some positive affirmations. Now, that's not to say that you're not allowed to be involved with anyone until you come into contact with this person. That's your choice. That's your business. Do you know what I mean? But they're showing up because maybe you've got some sort of interest in this person. Ow, they're really sharp. Many corners. Right, positive affirmations for Scorpio. I am capable of creating a life filled with purpose and meaning. Okay, this is what you need to say to yourself and say it out loud. I am capable of creating a life filled with purpose and meaning. Nice. I mean, it's very purposeful when you're in that planning phase and you're like, do you know what, I want to get my ducks in a row, I want to present myself in the best possible way, you know, get down to the gym. I want to like cross some things off the bucket list, one really nice and interesting when I do start dating people, or like I want to, you know, stack up my pentacles so that I've got, you know, something towards a nest egg. Like, you want your ducks in a row. So, you know, spend this time like being optimistic and just getting ready. Even if you haven't got a specific person that you're building with, you're getting ready for your person, right? I feel like this is the one that you're manifesting, you know, because you want equal give and take and you're prepared to do your half, and they've not had that before. Well, certainly the last person, they may have had it before, sorry, but certainly the last person wasn't. They were just sucking all that money up. Cheeky 7-2. Okay, if you liked this reading, if it resonates, please give it a like. Share the channel. It's now a year old as of a few days ago. I started this channel. Exciting times. Can't wait to get 1,000 subscribers. That would be awesome. I never thought I'd get beyond like the 16 that I started with, which was friends and family. I can't believe I'm at 700 and something. That's crazy. But it's so cool. It's from hard work. Like, I post pretty much every day. But you know what? It's really exciting. Right, so we're going to move from Scorpio onto Sagittarius. How lovely to think that for all the people that have had a horrible narcissist and a really nasty experience, there could be someone wholesome waiting in the wings, just waiting for that time when they think you might be open to love, you know, when you might be healed and like ready. That they don't want to put themselves forward until it's actually the right time for you, you know. That's so nice. Okay, on to Sagittarius. A few shuffles. Spirit guides, universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Sagittarius' highest good. How is Sagittarius feeling in this third week of July 2025 with regards to the one they're thinking about or dealing with or manifesting in? 3 cards for Sagittarius' feelings, please. Okay, so we've got the 7 of Wands that came out for Scorpio, so it could be a cusper. This is about, you know, wanting to get the advantage, to maintain the high ground. It can be a defensive or competitive energy. The 7 of Wands, it's fiery. Fiery like you. Oh my goodness me, I feel so hot. It's 38 degrees here. That means it's going to be even hotter in London. I'm up north. It must be like 40 something in London. Oh my god, horrible. Horrible. It's just too hot. 70 is good. 75. By the time you get to 80s and 90s, it's just... God, we're approaching the hundreds, aren't we? It's too much, guys. It's too much. Without wind, it's too much. Oh dear, what's gone on here? Right, so the King of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles reversed, the Page of Pentacles reversed, and the Ten of Cups reversed. This is a family here, okay? If the Ten of Cups was upright, it would be a happy, harmonious household, you know, children happy, the parents happy, all of the cups are full. When it's reversed, it's an unhappy household, okay? People's cups are empty, they've had enough tears, sadness, you know, feeling discontent, feeling unfulfilled, disillusioned, depressed. Page of Pentacles reversed, Knight of Pentacles reversed, you know, this is money being withdrawn. This is investment of time, money and energy being withdrawn. The King of Cups is upright. So this, you know, Sagittarius, you're showing up as water energy like Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This is like you being, you know, an empath, being empathetic, but I think you're pulling some of your energy back, some of your time, money, and energy is coming out of this unhappy family dynamic. Because if they were upright, you'd be putting time, money, and energy in. But as it happens, they're reversed, so it's pentacles coming out, being withdrawn. It's like instead of depositing money in the bank, you're withdrawing money, you know, it's... Queen of Wands reversed, full moon reversed, Nine of Pentacles reversed. Now the Queen of Wands, you know, Cassiopeia is, this is a very vain energy. This is like, I'm so beautiful, I'm so, you know, seductive. It's Sagittarian. Sagittarian energy. It's fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The Queen of Wands is confident, she's ambitious, she's goal-orientated, usually good-looking. But that's why it can be a temptress, or, you know, like a toy boy, or someone who's like the other man, the other woman, in a third-party dynamic. It doesn't have to be. Was it reversed? The full moon's reversed. So emotions are low. Intuition's poor. Nine of Pentacles is, you know, like when you can pay your own way. It's like being abundant as a single person. This is like, I don't want to be abundant as a single person. I don't want to be single. You know, like you could be feeling pissed off, taken for granted. Undervalued, or like you just don't, you're not on board with what's happening, the way things that are going, you know, like you don't want the division of the family, but there's something about withdrawing time, money, or energy from this, like, I wouldn't go as far as to say toxic, but it could be like it's just an unhappy family environment. See, if that was upright, I'd say someone's single and happy about it, and they've got enough money for themselves. But this is like, I don't want to be single. I don't want, do you know what I mean? I don't want to be doing this, but, and I don't have enough. Maybe if you had to go it solo, you wouldn't have enough, you know, like for yourself. So that's why you started to withdraw. Withdraw some, I don't know, like holding some back, storing some away, I don't know. Let's see who shows up in your energy. I'd expect it to be a spouse after seeing family life and spouse or partner. The King of Cups, I'd expect to see them as a king or a queen. Eight of Pentacles reversed, right? So they're not putting time, money, and energy in either. Three of Swords, heartache, heartbreak. Two of Wands at a fork in the road, but refusing to plan anything, just feeling devastated. There's no growth and expansion here anymore. So I think this is the person that you're dealing with. Let's see what other cards come out. Thanks for the loves and the likes. Thank you. Hot. Yeah, look at this, like leveling down, being demoted. I mean, you can be demoted in a family situation, you know, your status is reduced from head of family to just kind of there. There could be a loss of income, you know, as you're withdrawing it. They could have a loss of savings or loss of income. They could have extra outgoings if they're moving out, because obviously you have to get a deposit on a flat, or you have to, you know, support yourself. You haven't got that dual income anymore. They could have got literally demoted in work or lost their job. Or lost hours. 7 of Cups. This is when you have a blank canvas and you're excited and you're thinking, like, what is it that I want for myself? It's that sort of dream state. You know, your cups is water. It's scorpionic energy, like getting excited for planning, you know, what is it that I want? Being in that dream, like, state. You know, some of the cups, there's good things and some of them there's bad. But it's like options. And then when it's reversed, it's like, this person just can't even think about that right now. They could be fantasizing, they could be delusional. But I don't feel like that's it, because they've got the 2 of Wands reversed, so they're just heartbroken and they don't want to deal with anything. I don't think they're thinking about cups, to be honest. I don't think they're thinking about their options, they're just upset. The 6 of Wands reversed. This person feels like a failure. They feel like they're useless. They have no purpose. They have no... their self-worth is really, really low, because when this is upright, it's confidence, it's success, it's victory, it's being celebrated, recognised. You know, people cheering for you when you graduate, like recognising the hard work you've put in. They feel like a failure, or like unnoticed, unappreciated, disregarded. They don't feel seen. The Ace of Swords, so major clarity, truth, a confession, major revelation. Someone's seeing clearly now, or speaking clearly now. Chariot reversed. Okay, so this is failure, loss, defeat, the last minute. It's the Emperor that jumps into the Chariot, right? So when the Chariot moves, it's with intent, it's with purpose, it's being hell-bent on succeeding. There's a good story behind this, there's a good Greek myth behind this one, so I am going to get it. The Chariot, let's have a look. Oh, my water spray. I've got this water spray. This is how you survive in like 40-degree heat. Oh my god, that was so good. Spray it on my feet. My poor swollen feet. You know what we did in Barbados last year? We were like spraying our faces and then we were fanning them like directly after. I need to do that. I've got a fan somewhere actually. Like just a hand fan. God, that's gorgeous. Right, the Chariot. So Cancer is crab in Latin. Cancer's the faintest of the zodiac constellations. In Greek mythology, the crab was sent by Hera, goddess of marriage and birth, to defeat Hercules while he was fighting the serpent Hydra in his 12 labours. Ruled by the moon, Cancer is connected with loyalty, moving forward and using their high intuition to overcome obstacles. Likewise, the Chariot represents ambition, drive and focus. This little crab was sent to distract Hercules and was persistent in biting Hercules' foot until its shell, using its shell as an armour to face its challenge. The Chariot also uses its decorated armour with crescent moons, ready for action and what's to come. It's important to use your intuition and all your skills when facing any obstacles that might come across your path to success. Be ready and focus. Like the brave crab, you have the willpower and strength to reach your goals. In this story, Hercules was stronger and kicked the crab so hard that it flew to the stars. Others say Hera placed the crab in the sky for its efforts. Okay, so it could be someone giving up or someone being defeated. They feel powerless, they have a lack of direction. Well, that makes sense. That makes total sense, doesn't it, for what we've seen? I think that's the vibe of the one you're dealing with, Sagittarius. They feel hopeless right now. One more for the outcome. Did anything flip then? I don't think it did it? The Wheel of Fortune reversed. I tell you what, this person feels like they're getting their karma, you know. They feel like they're getting their karma. Because the Wheel of Fortune, when it's upright, is a fortuitous period. It's good luck. It's the divine realizing that you've had some tough times, that you've bettered yourself, that you've made better decisions this time, and you get out of that karmic cycle. When it's reversed, it's being trapped on a karmic wheel of bad choices, bad decisions, lies, keeping secrets, not facing up to, you know, confessing some sort of action that took place, or not being honest with yourself that you see red flags in a situation, you know, staying in something that's toxic, anything like that. We'll see this wheel staying reversed. Let's get the story behind that one. The Wheel of Fortune is a major arcana and it's reversed along with the Chariot. So there's no movement. We're remaining stuck because we haven't been honest. We haven't faced up to reality. We haven't learned our lessons. Whoops, sorry. The Wheel of Fortune. Here we go. Right, when the wheels reverse, it's bad luck, disorder, major change, unwelcome change, delays. If you don't put up boundaries, you'll get sent a karmic, you know what I mean? You'll get sent a karmic lesson. Or if you don't stop cheating on your partner, at some point you'll get caught. You know what I mean? Like, or it'll come out like later on. It represents a pendulum clock that counts time, never stopping, always moving forward. Pendulum clocks were used to help astronomers keep track of the position of the stars. Like the Wheel of Fortune, the pendulum clock completes one cycle after the other, with its clock hands going up and down, reminding you life will always have its ups and downs. The spiritual meaning of the clock represents life cycles and the importance of living in the present and focusing on your spiritual journey. We experience different cycles, different life cycles. Unlike the clock and the wheel, they remind us to embrace change. Turning points can occur, and numerology also plays a role in giving you important messages from the divine when specific times happen, like saying 1111, which means you are aligned with your life's purpose. This card tells you to believe in your destiny. The universe is taking care of you in the best way possible. Also, try practicing the law of attraction. See, this person, okay, that you're dealing with, Sagittarius, they're making delays. They're not facing up to reality, facing facts. You can see that because they refuse to make plans for the future, for their future. They're just stuck. They're so stuck in a rut. And it's probably one that they caused as well. Let's find out what went on with them. What's that phrase? Karma doesn't need an address. It will find you, okay? Spirit is omnipresent, you know, like they're watching everything. Self-righteous. This person acts spiritually superior. They can be condescending and preachy. Okay, so they're not... What's the word? They're not a person of conviction in the things that they've done. They've not acted, you know, the way that they speak is different to the way that they walk. They're not walking the walk. Clouded vision. Recognize and discuss red flags or areas of concern. Okay, so they ignore red flags. They've shown red flags. Okay, so they've been promiscuous. They've slapped around. Sleeps around, a temptress, free-for-all, steals your man. Okay, now that doesn't mean that they're definitely female. It could be a male. Males are like that as well. Of course they are. There's a lot of promiscuous men out there. Yeah, I'm getting cheating here. So they've gone round acting holier than thou. Okay, like the perfect pillar of the community, and they've been getting up to all sorts. No one else compares to you. That's the unspoken truth. Okay, so they're actually regretful. It wasn't that they were trying to replace you as such. It's something separate within them that they were acting upon. Okay, it's not because you weren't good enough. I think, you know, when you're the mother or father of someone's children, you'll always be on a pedestal, so to speak, because you can't... There's nothing compares to experiencing having children together, you know. It's just too many memories. Giving birth, you know, like that bond is between you three or you four, you know, or you five. Like, it's family, isn't it? So obviously there's exceptions. If someone's a total psycho or narcissist or something, you don't relate to them at all. But usually when a contract expires, people don't just stop caring about each other or forget all the memories that were made, the time, the money, the energy, you know, the tears, the efforts, like all of it, it's still there, you know, it's not lost. Let's get a new contact message. Nervous. You make me nervous even just thinking about you. I get nervous. I'm not sure what to say or how to act around you. Okay, so they've got mother wounds. My mother is a big influence on my behaviour now as an adult. I have challenges with connecting to the divine feminine energy within me and externally. So if you're the mother of their children, they've got really like deep-seated childhood issues, okay, to do with that particular role, that whoever has that role in a family, they really struggle with that. And it's to do with something from when they were a child. You're mysterious. I can never seem to figure you out. Sometimes I feel like you're hiding something from me. Never really know where I stand with you. Okay, so they're feeling disconnected. Now, I'm not saying that you are being that way with them, but that's their perception. Okay, that's their perception of how things are. But there's someone that's not connecting the dots, do you know what I mean? Like, they're not seeing things from a normal perspective because they've got issues. So let's get you some advice, Sagittarius. Okay, so being yourself is sacred. Okay, you're important. You are perfect just as you are. And, you know, we've got DNA here. So, like, how you feel, the way that you act, what you want from life, that's all like how it's supposed to be. Okay, that's who you are. So you're just being yourself. And if you feel like you're in a situation where you're not yourself anymore, you need to find that. You need to find a way to be authentically you. Let's get you an essential oil. Oh, how would you pronounce this? Melaleuca tea tree. Strengthens resilience and confidence. That goes really well, doesn't it? Okay, so you could put that in a diffuser. You might be able to find, well, you can certainly get tea tree oil, can't you, for the skin? Although I think you have to be careful how much you use. It's very strong, isn't it? And then you can take tea tree supplements as well. Strengthens your resilience and confidence. Nice. Let's get you some positive affirmations. This person's like Jekyll and Hyde, you know, like they've got two personalities. Like, in a way, they like to preach and mentor people and teach people, then they've got a whole, like, other side to themselves, like, where they just do everything that's terrible, and that's why they're in a karmic cycle. They've got mother wounds, okay, so they don't treat people well that are supposed to be treated well. It's a form of self-harm, a form of sabotage, you know, in what is a nurturing, healthy connection. They sabotage it, and it's something that happened when they were a child, to do with their mother. I trust in my abilities to overcome any challenge. That's what you can say out loud. Okay, I trust in my abilities to overcome any challenge. I am always learning and improving. Okay, so maybe you're learning not to feed into this person's issues anymore, to listen to their victim mindset anymore. They need to go to therapy. They need to go and like actually get professional help to unpick, you know, their patterns of behavior and change their ways. They need to actively work on it. Okay, it's not good enough to just keep saying sorry. That's not good enough. I am always learning and improving. When is Sagittarius going to meet someone new? I mean, I expect it to be a way off with all this going on. I did not expect it to say that. It says very soon, around May, but distract yourself from the waiting game. Okay, so spring next year. If you're someone that's going through a separation, a trial separation, or a divorce, then around springtime next year, that's going to be an important time for you, okay? Could be sooner for some people. It says very soon. In the context of like dismantling a family situation, I think springtime is soon. You know what I mean? Lots involved there, so. Right, I hope this resonates with some people. Please give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, repost, support the channel, and I will see you in the next one, Sagittarius. Sorry for yawning, but I got up really early this morning. It was like 6 a.m. But I was awake and I thought, do you know what, I need the cool air. Like, so I actually did a live at like 6 a.m. And then ended up being on for like 5 hours. See, I'm a hard worker, I'm not lazy. Right, on to Capricorn. Okay, a few shuffles. I think I'm actually gonna, when I finish these readings, I'm gonna get a bucket and just fill it with water and just put my feet in it. I really do think like that. I used to do that in Italy. Just fill a bucket of water. God, it's unbearable. You could not do anything. You couldn't go out anywhere because you'd just fry. And don't even get me started on Dubai. 53 degrees. 54 some days, my God. When the wind blew, it was like when you open the oven door, it like scorched you. Crazy. You couldn't be outside, like you can't walk anywhere. You've got to like ring a taxi and then you only leave the house to get into the taxi. Like, you can't stand outside. Your blood boils, oh my God. Spirit guides, universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Capricorn's highest good. How is Capricorn feeling in this third week of July 2025 with regards to the one they're thinking about or dealing with or manifesting in? 3 cards for Capricorn, please. The Hermit, okay. So you could be putting up some boundaries, isolating yourself, working on, you know, processing some things that have happened in the past, shadow work. Let's get the myth behind the Hermit card because we've got some Greek mythology here. Okay, so Virgo is known as Dike, the Greek goddess of justice. Dike was born mortal and put on earth to manage human justice. She lived in the Golden Age, a time of peace and happiness. When Zeus defeated his father, Cronus, he reduced springtime and made the 4 seasons. Humans began mistreating each other and not honouring any gods. Because of this, Dike warned humans about having abandoned the ideals of their ancestors and said things would only worsen, but they didn't care. To understand what to do next, Dike flew to the mountains to have a break and think about her life's purpose, like the hermit who walks to the top of the mountains to seek solitude and reflection. The struggles they have to find perfection and reach their ideals are qualities of Virgo, as they will do anything to achieve their goals. Being alone in the mountains means they can think without distractions. Virgo is an earth sign that cherishes their time to reflect. After reaching her conclusion, Dike left Earth and flew to heaven, where she sits beside the constellation Libra. The wisdom you get when you take time for yourself is the light you need to show you the right way. You have the answers that you seek. Okay, so huge, introspection, a time of reflection. Let's see what else comes out. It's very healthy energy, the Hermit. It means that you're healing, okay? You're acknowledging what's happened. When people just jump into the next thing, they're not stopping to heal. They're not stopping to acknowledge or regain independence. They're not claiming responsibility for anything that went down. Yeah, you can make mistakes like that. Yeah, the Two of Wands reversed. Okay, so the Two of Wands upright is planning. Okay, making plans for the future, being at a fork in the roads and saying, do I want A or B? Am I going to stay or am I going to go? What do I choose? This person or that person, that job or that job, that country or that country, you know, like there's a choice to make, there's planning to be done, but we're not doing it, okay? So maybe you're not ready yet, or maybe you just don't know what you want. Could be feeling a little bit stuck right now. Okay, so you do know that you want fairness, you know that you want equality, reciprocity, you know, 3 pentacles from you, 3 pentacles from another. You're not about to get used and you don't want to be a freeloader either, okay? So think in a very practical way. It's fair, right? It's fair. Taurus energy. Let's see who's showing up, because I feel like, you know, you're ready for a soulmate. You're ready for a settled future. Right, we've got a King of Wands reversed and a Queen of Pentacles reversed. When these cards are upright, it's someone who's confident, self-assured, almost arrogant, goal-orientated, ambitious, successful. The Queen of Pentacles is a nurturer, a provider, someone that's very generous with time, money and energy. They're very comfortable with material. They like success because it makes them feel secure. Like savings make us feel safe. You know, like we don't have to worry about saber-toothed tigers if we're in a safe environment. You know, in a civilized place, in a civilized time, it's money that creates security now. This person is struggling with wealth and confidence. They're dropping the burdens. something feels like a really, it feels tiresome, laborious, a heavy weight, and they're dropping it. They're choosing not to do that. The Fool reversed. Now, there's a lovely myth behind this one. That's the peace dove, isn't it? It's about innocence. So maybe this person feels bitter or jaded for some reason, because that was reversed. Let's get the Fool. Right, the Fool reversed is someone that's careless, reckless, dull, immature, foolish, irresponsible. Ooh. So when the going gets tough, they give up when it's reversed. Columba constellation. Columba means dove in Latin and represents a white bird. Doves symbolise peace, innocence, hope, traits you can find in the Fool card. The white rose also emphasises the idea of purity, youthfulness and freedom. In Greek mythology, Jason and the Argonauts went on a journey to find a golden fleece without worrying about the dangers they might find. In a crucial moment of their journey, they sent a dove to fly between a pair of clashing rocks to ensure they could pass it through. When the dove made it through, it gave the Argonauts hope and confidence to venture over the rocks and continue their journey. Like the dove that flew into the unknown without even looking at the risk it was taking when crossing the rocks. Take courage, trust the universe, and everything will be fine, and you will prosper in this new adventure. The innocence of the dove made it possible to continue the journey to find a golden fleece, so it's okay to be innocent and go without fear when faced with new things. Yeah, see, they don't feel like being spontaneous. They don't feel like going for gold. They feel like it's going to be a big fat flop. They're feeling pessimistic. They don't want to take the risk. They feel burdened at the thought of that. Okay, this person's really lacking confidence, guys. They're lacking the resources, maybe, which is affecting their confidence. When you're a queen as well, you have responsibilities. You're a nurturer, okay? So you're meant to provide for others. They could have a home that they're struggling to pay for. They could have children that they're struggling to pay for, parents that they're struggling to provide for. You know, if they're older parents, they could have a high-powered job, but they may have debts or some sort of bad habit like shopping addiction, or just got more outgoing than coming in. Right, this is why. So there was love, but it was unrequited. Knight of Wands, Seven of Cups. Goodness me, this is depressing. Knight of Wands, when it's upright, is like a sexy, like, you know, horny energy, like passionate, impulsive, in and out, sort of like spontaneous, flighty energy. They're not feeling like that, okay? And it looks like they're just feeling really hopeless. They feel like if they love someone, then they won't be loved back. It won't be reciprocated. This is so depressing. It's really depressing. Like, every card is upside down. Every single one is a reversal, and it's not a good reversal. They're all bad reversals. I need to find out what's gone on with this person. Let's clarify. I can't wait any longer. I've not even got the outcome cards, but I just need to know what's going on. Someone gave them false hope. Okay, sold them a pipe dream. There was no substance to what they were talking about. They were evasive, constantly trying to like undo the connection, get away from them. You know, a bullshitter. They had a fierce temper, so when the person was asking for any kind of loyalty or reciprocity, they would get angry and violent. They might have been emotionally abusive or verbally abusive, physically abusive. What you've built feels like it's falling apart, but it's okay. You have the strength to build anew. A gold digger. Look, this is why the Queen of Pentacles has got no dough. Because they were with a gold digger. Someone led them on, and it was to drain the bank of its funds. That's horrible. No wonder they're depressed. They've realised it wasn't love at all. With the Two of Cups, it was something that was early on, and it was in its infancy still. Let's get 3 for the outcome. In this cost of living crisis, I do feel like there's so much change constantly. People aren't in the same job for long. You know, it's made a lot of people uneasy. Politics pisses everyone off as well. You know, apparently young people they're not able to stay with someone for long because they don't have the same political views. You know, if you can't get your ducks in a row, it's very, very difficult to kind of offer yourself for a commitment or to keep a commitment going. You know, it's tough times. And I do feel like there's more gold diggers than there ever was. It's always happened, but you've got more to lose than what you think. Do you know what I mean? That's the best advice someone ever gave me. We've got more to lose than what you think. Because we think low of ourselves, we think less of ourselves, we compare ourselves to what other people have got, but there's always people worse off than you, just wishing they had your circumstances. Do you know what I mean? In the outcome, we've got Corona Australis, the Crown, the World. Okay, so this is about completion of a cycle. It's about constant states of achievement. The Four of Swords reverse is a restless energy because that's much needed respite when it's upright. It's laying down swords and just meditating and stopping still. But someone doesn't want to do that. They feel like they need to quickly get on to the next goal. They're an eager beaver. I mean, it's not you because you've got the Two of Wands reversed, so you're still like, no, I'm not ready to plan. But maybe this person is like needing to dig their way out of debt or something, I don't know. Or just recover what savings they lost. That's so appalling to use up someone's savings, like, it's disgusting. You know, knowing full well that you don't intend to be with them. That's disgusting. It's a narcissist. The Chariot. The Chariot reversed is failure, loss, defeat at the last minute. Who else had a narcissist? It was Scorpio's person. I do think you could be a Scorpio Sagittarius cusp, you know, because we're getting like similar stuff coming out. So we need the World and the Chariot. Right, so this is Corona Australis constellation. So it's a wreath, not a crown. Possibly made with myrtle leaves, the wreath is a circular symbol of victory, celebration, honor, and eternal life. In pagan rituals in Europe, the wreaths were associated with fertility and the changing seasons. Like the world card, the wreath symbolizes success, representing a continuous cycle of achievements and fresh starts. In Greek mythology, the myth most associated is of Dionysus, the Olympian god of wine, pleasure, and festivity. He was the son of Zeus and Semele, princess of Thebes. After successfully rescuing his mother from the underworld and Hades, the god placed the wreath in the sky as a symbol of finally being able to save his mother, ending a chapter and moving on to new things. Dionysus then took his mother to Mount Olympus, where Semele became the goddess Thyone. Like Dionysus, you will feel a sense of fulfillment and a completion of a successful cycle, where you can also give back to the world. Okay, so some sort of chapter has been completed, you know, but it's like we're so eager for the next one. And then we've got the Chariot, but the Chariot's overturned. Okay, so let's see what's going on with that. It's failure, loss, or defeat at the last minute. Okay, can also be giving up, choosing to give up, or it can be like, I didn't give up, but I still failed. Do you know what I mean? Cancer constellation. So crab in Latin, Cancer is the faintest of the zodiac constellations. In Greek mythology, the crab was sent by Hera, goddess of marriage and birth, to defeat Hercules while he was fighting the serpent Hydra in his 12 labours. Ruled by the moon, Cancer is connected with loyalty, moving forward and using their high intuition to overcome obstacles. Likewise, the Chariot represents ambition, drive, and focus. The little crab was sent to distract Hercules and was persistent in biting Hercules' foot, using its shell as an armour to face its challenge. The Chariot also uses its decorated armour with crescent moons, ready for action and what's to come. It's important to use your intuition and all your skills when facing any obstacles that might come across your path to success. Be ready and focus. Like the brave crab, you have the willpower and strength to reach your goals. In this story, Hercules was stronger and kicked the crab so hard that it flew to the stars. Others say Hera placed the crab in the sky for its efforts. Okay, so when it's upright, there's triumph. When it's turn the paper around. When it's reversed, it's failure, loss, or defeat. Okay, at the last minute. Like a car crash. Okay, like obviously there wasn't an intention for it, but these things happen. So I feel like that's their energy. I don't feel like that's yours. Let's get one more. We've got the Hanged Man reversed, the King of Swords reversed, the Three of Cups reversed, the Page of Wands upright, and the High Priestess reversed. I'm telling you now, someone hasn't learnt the lessons at all. The Hanged Man is a stubborn energy. It's refusing to use your wit and see things from another perspective. It's being very short-sighted. The King of Swords reversed is manipulative energy. Strategic, you know, it's using intelligence but against people. Or lying, being deceitful. It's manipulative energy. Three of Cups reversed is exposing a third-party dynamic. The Page of Wands upright is someone who's naive, you know, starting a new journey, as a page, it's like being childlike. They're naive because they've not been down this journey before, like they're down this path before. So they have no thoughts about it. They're just excited. Okay. The High Priestess reversed. Someone is walking into a trap here. They're walking into a trap. It's disaster waiting to happen. That's in the outcome. Like, what on earth? This third party situation is going to be exposed. So this person, not only are they a gold digger and they've got an awful temper, they're shagging around as well. It's just like disgusting. It's a narcissist, that. Let's carry on clarifying, because I stopped, didn't I? That is absolutely vile, whatever is going on over this side. What did I say? This person's like blooming sex addicts, do you know what I mean? They just go from one, they're dealing with different people at the same time. There's like 5 or 6 or 7. It's like there's no boundaries at all. Just at all. It could be prostitutes, it could be like multiple partners, like it could be, you know, strangers, long time go-to people. It's like any number. It's just like whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like whatever, like strip club, whatever goes. I don't know why tantric is there, because I think tantric is when you have long periods of just foreplay, isn't it, without actually having penetrative sex. So I don't really understand why that's there. This person are twisted, right? They're probably into everything. It's a narcissist, because they use sex as a form of control, and it's also a way to like break rules, which they get off on. Okay, break loyalty, break trust, make fools out of people. Let's get an unspoken truth. If you ask, I'll stay. Oh, dear one. Oh my God. Do you know what really freaks me out is it seems like the person that's been treated to this delight, whatever, like narcissist, they would still take them back. Why? Like, this person is continuing to stay with them. What on earth? I tell you why I stayed with mine, because he lived in another country. So we mostly weren't together. And then I wanted my money back. It honestly had cost me so much money. I thought, I've got to keep this going just because I want the money back. And he kept saying, yeah, I'm going to give you the money. Oh, maybe they're, you know, like thinking, well, you know, I'll get my money back at some point. Like, they said they're going to, you know, wire over X amount or whatever. But this is how they keep you in the web, you know. They're not soft. They keep you in the web, waiting for that payback. You'll never get it. I tell you what, if you do get money from them, it'll be someone else's money as well. They owe everyone money. Don't worry, because that's not the person that's showing up coming towards you. It's the one that's dealing with them. Okay, but like they've got rose tinted glasses on. They need to give their head a wobble. I don't understand when this is supposed to come in. Surely this is like years off if they're dealing with a narcissist. Well, I forgot this person showing up for Capricorn. They're probably an empath, you know, like they're probably, if they're Queen of Pentacles, they're probably Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Very, you know, kind-hearted, generous. Their love language is to gift, you know, and they want reciprocity, but they recognize this person. You know, they've kind of trusted this person. It hasn't like worked out, and then they've just ignored the red flags because they want to be in a relationship, and that need and that desire is bigger than, you know, the need for reciprocity. Like they think they can afford to lose some money for a while so that they can have this relationship, but they're going to get their fingers burnt, big style. It's in the outcome, a third party's going to be exposed. Okay, so when you're ready for this, Capricorn, and when they're ready for this, it'll come in. But, you know, as we saw with that planning phase, that's in reverse. So you're not like, even though you want reciprocity, so will they. See, that's why you're coming in for them. They're manifesting a better partner, but they're not allowed to have you until they get rid of this karmic and put up some boundaries and some expectations. Because at the moment, they're just like, if the person has a pulse and I fancy them, or if they have a pulse and they're nice to my family, seemingly, like, their like list of priority, not list of priorities, list of non-negotiables is too small. Okay, they need to give the head a wobble. That's why you get sent a karmic lesson like this. You get sent a narcissist because you're vulnerable and you've put your expectations so low that it's like anyone can come in. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying everyone, I mean like one person who is not proven themselves, you'll keep them because you just, for some reason, you're like, I need this relationship right now. Which is hard because when you're vulnerable, it's because you've been through something bad, and then you get the narcissist and you are forced to put walls up, you are forced to draw boundaries, you are forced to protect yourself from violence, from all your savings being spent, from the humiliation of being cheated on, from the audacity of someone going round saying she's using all my money when they're using all yours. You know, you will see this person put boundaries up, put walls up like a fortress, because they're just being completely taken for a ride in every possible way. They got no choice, you know, the divine's forcing them to change. But they're not a bad person, they were just probably like been through something bad. What's the advice for Capricorn then? Okay, so be clear about what you want. Okay, if you're going to manifest, then you need to know not what you don't want. You know, that helps you. If you go through a process of elimination, you're like, well, I know I don't want someone disloyal. I know I don't want a money grabber. You know, I know I don't want someone who, you know, wants to live in a totally different environment to me, or, you know, I don't know. What do you want? Okay, picture what you think a nice life would be, and then say it out loud. Start to describe it, you know, and you can be detailed or you can be vague. But if you don't know what you want, how can you plan for it? Do you know what I mean? So I think just look around. What do you find yourself admiring? Which couples that are walking along holding hands? What is it that you want? Is it important for you to live in a friendly van with a dog? Is it important for you to be with someone who's very practical, you know, very sensible, very reliable? If you're someone that's never had a reliable soul, you know, then you might find it really attractive to have someone who's reliable. It might help you to feel really secure, really relaxed, like to calm down, you know, to not be on edge constantly. Think about what you want, okay? Because now's the time to decide. And then when you know what you want, this person is going to come in that is so generous of heart. They're so caring. They're too caring. They're too forgiving, okay? And they deserve someone that knows what they've got when they've got it. Not someone that's going to exploit those qualities to use it against them. It's not nice. Let's get you an essential oil. Right, so Rosemary. Okay, so I'm sure this came out for Scorpio. I'm sure it did. That's freaking me out now. Enhances memory and confidence. Okay, so you can put it in a diffuser. You will find it, rosemary oil, you'll find in, you know, like hand creams, something topical. You can take supplements, and of course you can cook with rosemary, you know. I really like these. This is the Essential Oils Healing Deck. Brand new today. Let's get you some positive affirmations, because this has been quite a heavy couple of readings. Sorry for yawning, I've been up since 6. I'm confident in my decisions and choices. Okay, so maybe the fact that you refuse to plan is because you're worried you'll pick wrong. Okay, but it's time to go back to the drawing board, wipe that slate clean. And there's something really nice about that, actually. There's actually a nice feeling when it comes to planning, you know, is that you haven't done it yet, so it can't go wrong. You know, you haven't got to compromise anymore. You haven't got to work around, you know, this or that someone else has got going on. You haven't got to deal with anyone's awful family members. Yeah, it's brand new slate. So let's get it right this time. What do we like not want? What do we want? You know, what's a non-negotiable? What absolutely must be there? Like for me, I need someone who's very sensual. If you're not giving a massage, I'm not interested. Do you know what I mean? And it's important. It helps me relax, helps me de-stress. I feel connected. And I'm very good at giving massages, but I'm not going to have it just one way. You know, but it's... I need someone who's tactile, you know. I do like fire signs, but I don't like loud mouths or people who are constantly like on the go. They need to be a bit creative. They need to be able to be calm and caring and loyal. So there's certain qualities that are non-negotiables for me, and yeah, it's nice to be able to just not have to work around anything. You know, if someone's like, well, I absolutely must stay in this town because I have children here, you've got to work with that, and that might not be an issue. But if they live in a different town to you, you're going to have to move, okay? So it's quite nice starting from zero. Think of this as a fresh start. Think of this as like, I've got so many choices, I've got so many options, it's limitless, okay? Because the minute you start committing to someone, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, but there will be things that you have to work around. So enjoy the zero, okay? Enjoy like getting to choose what you go towards. It's about reframing your thinking, okay? I am confident in my decisions and my choices. That goes so well. That's memory and confidence. And you are about to start your planning phase. Cool. Okay, so without further ado, if you liked this reading, please give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, repost. The channel is now a year old. Very, very pleased. I'm proud. I work hard. I come on here every day to go live or to post. I don't think there's rarely a day where I don't. I've got a full-time job as well, you know. But the most important thing to me is it's what I believe in. Tarot helped me a lot in my darkest hours. And it's always a thrill when you do a reading and then the card combinations in the positions that you pulled them out, you then see another reader who's really, really, you know, like established, pulls out the same combinations and you're like, what on earth? Like, it gives me chills. It gives me chills. Even if they pull out slightly different cards, they come up with the same narrative and it's like, it's just such a thrill. I love tarot. I love, you know, like when you get oracle decks that like give you really nice advice or things that just make you feel cared for, like it's nice. And then you see that other people are going through stuff that you're going through in the community bit as well. And it's such a tonic compared to the like toxic positivity on social media. You know, like when people post on Facebook, it's what's going well, which is fine, but especially like Instagram, you know, like everything's what's going well, but in the tarot community, people are mostly looking for support, looking to see that other people have experienced similar things to them, and that's honestly like brings you back down to earth, because you just think, no, this is reality. This is reality. Like, thank you for the likes and the loves. Thank you. Right, let's go on to Aquarius. Oh my goodness, I'm absolutely boiling hot. Do you know what? I'm going to grab an ice water. Just, it's necessary. I'm starting to get a headache. I'm so hot. Ice water. It's necessary. Okay, let's see what comes out for Aquarius. A few shuffles. Spirit guides, universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Aquarius' highest good. How is Aquarius feeling in this third week of July 2025 with regards to one they're thinking about or dealing with or manifesting in the future? 3 cards for Aquarius. How is Aquarius feeling first of all? The Death card, Major Arcana, Scorpius transition. Okay, so this is about closing out a cycle and becoming optimistic for the future. Okay, the Death card. Let's get the mythological story behind this. And let's have a spray of water. Give me that water. Oh my god, that was too good. Let's do the feet. Oh, my feet are swollen. It's not an age thing either, like that happened when I was like 21 in Italy. What am I looking for? The Death. The Death card. Okay, so Scorpius constellation. In Greek mythology, this constellation is linked with the scorpion that stung Orion, the hunter to death. In one version, Orion tried to abuse the goddess Artemis. She sent a scorpion to sting him. In another version, the earth goddess Gaia sent the scorpion after Orion bragged that he could defeat any wild beast. The scorpion was put in the sky as a reminder of Orion's arrogance. Orion and Scorpius constellations are placed in the sky opposite each other, and it is said that Orion is running away as it sets from his... That doesn't make sense, does it? As it sets from his conqueror. Oh, yeah. So as, like, the star sets. Scorpius, who is rising. Yeah. Ruled by Pluto, the planet of the underworld and destruction. Scorpio is a passionate water sign linked with death and its regenerative energy that digs deep to reveal what's beneath the surface. Like the Death card, Scorpio asks you to look past death as you know it and concentrate on your ability to transition and rise stronger with a new version of yourself. The old habits are hindering your progress. Embrace the change and free yourself. Free yourself. See, that's worth reading out though, isn't it? Because there's more to it than what you can say in like a few words. I love this Star Brights Tarot. This is brand new, just for you guys today. And the essential oils is brand new as well. I've been practicing what I preach as well. I've been putting, because my Taurus one said I should have essential oil of orange. I put some in my humidifier before and it smelled really nice. Put some moisture back in the air because it's so dry. Oh, it smelled really nice as well. Uplifting. Right, so we've got the Tower, and then I'll have a look at that one because that was like loose on the top. Right, so you are busy trying to stop the tower from falling. I think you're doing it because you're anxious, okay? So we're dropping the anxiety and we're trying to push the tower back up, but you know this tower needs to fall, right? Let's get the story behind the tower, come on. When the tower's reversed, it's fear of change, delaying the unavoidable, okay? Trying to prevent disaster. Cani Minor, or Minor, constellation is a small constellation in the northern sky. Its name is Latin, meaning lesser dog. Cani Minor is associated with one of the dogs that followed Orion, the hunter, but in another myth, this constellation is said to be Mira, the faithful dog of Icarus. He was an Athenian man who received the god Dionysus when he arrived in Attica. Dionysus taught Icarus how to make wine. When Icarus shared his wine with some shepherds who had never had wine before, they quickly became drunk and thought that Icarus had poisoned them. They killed... I remember playing this on Assassin's Creed. Sorry, but I'm a nerd. I love like Greek mythology, and I love Assassin's Creed Odyssey because it's all of these like Greek myths played out. Let's go back. They killed Icarus because of this. Mira ran to Icarus's daughter, Erigone, and led her to his body. The dog and the daughter were deeply sad and shocked about what had happened. Like the Tower card, Icarus thought he was among people who trusted him, and he could trust and celebrate with them, never expecting what would happen. Erigone hanged herself... Sorry about that, it's a trigger. Hanged herself in a tree near her father's body, and Mira the dog is said to have drowned. Zeus or Dionysus then placed their images in the sky. Unexpected things can happen in your life that break you, but you eventually recover and become stronger. Don't give up. Don't give up, Aquarius, okay? There's something really major happening with you right now, and you need to accept the change and adapt to it, okay? It's unavoidable. Yeah, so feeling defeated. You see, when this is upright, the Seven of Wands is a competitive energy. It's defensive, it's competitive. It's like, I'm determined to keep the high ground. I didn't think anyone was chatting on the chat, right, because it was scrolled up, and then I've just scrolled down, there's like millions of chats. I'm so sorry if you've been like talking to me. I think you're feeling really defeated, to be honest, without reading too much into that. It's just, there's the end of a cycle and you're not happy about it like at all. It's really something you would like to avoid, but you can't. The tower's falling. Who's on your mind? Who's showing up for you? Someone you're thinking about or currently dealing with or manifesting in the future, who's coming in for Aquarius? Who is Aquarius thinking about or dealing with or manifesting in? It could be the person that you're separating from, or it could be someone else that you're thinking about. I don't know. Let's see. got the full moon and the Magician reversed. Right, so the full moon is a card of instinct, intuition, high emotion. Reflection. The Magician is someone who feels called to act, okay? And they have all the tools to succeed. They have all 4 aces, the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Swords. This is about willpower, okay? And having the will to succeed, using your intuition, following your instincts, okay? Seeing what's hidden, what's in the dark, using your instincts, trusting that you're going to win, asking the gods to help you to win. This person's lost all sense of, like, they feel really disconnected and they feel like they haven't got the tools to succeed. They're feeling pessimistic. Okay, so let's get the story behind the Magician, just to give it a bit more depth. Right, the Aura constellation altars are where people manifest their intentions and desires and manipulate energy, tools, and elements to get what they want. It's also where you can offer gifts to the gods, either to please them or to hope they will help you with your issues or wishes. Like the Magician card, the altar will manifest your wishes into reality. Aura was a unique altar because the gods themselves used it. One of the most important Greek myths was the War of the Titans. The clash was between Zeus and Cronus and other titans that ruled the universe. This was a crucial battle, so before it happened, Zeus and his allies set up an altar and vowed in front of it, manifesting their intentions to defeat Cronus. They have the power and the resources to make it possible, and that's what the Magician card is about. Connect with the divine, speak clearly and confidently about what you want. Use your energy, skills, and tools and take action to make your dreams come true. That's you manifesting. After Zeus's victory, he placed the altar in the sky as aura in gratitude for beating Cronus. When it's reversed, it's like, okay, so it can be poor planning, lack of clarity, wasted talent, someone that's just given up. It could also be deception, illusion, manipulation. I think this person given up, honestly, because the full moon's like a loss of energy, a loss of emotion. I'm not answering individual questions, sorry. I know when I scrolled up, people have been asking them, but I didn't do that. I do collective readings by zodiac sign, so you watch your sign or the sign of your person. There's a narrative going on in everyone's lives, okay, so you have to follow the narrative. It's not always a case of just saying, will this person be with me, will this person marry me, like, because that's in one moment, isn't it? That's just one moment in time. But how people feel today will be different to yesterday, will be different to 6 months ago, 6 years ago, 6 decades ago, like, because everything's constantly changing. So you need to follow the narrative of what's going on with them. It's a long-term thing. And people will feel differently tomorrow. Remember that. Okay, the Fool reversed. This person's like, no, I'm not moving. I'm stuck. I'm not going anywhere. I don't have the tools to succeed. They do, okay? But they've lost hope. Doves are innocent, okay? They just do whatever in peace. Like, go forwards because they've got no reason to doubt themselves. They don't believe that there's anything bad going to happen. Let's get the story behind this one, because I've already alluded to it. The Fool. Okay, so Columba constellation. Columba means dove in Latin and represents a white bird. Doves symbolize peace, innocence, and hope, traits you can find in the Fool card. The white rose also emphasizes the idea of purity, youthfulness, and freedom. In Greek mythology, Jason and the Argonauts went on a journey to find a golden fleece without worrying about the dangers they might find. In a crucial moment of their journey, they sent a dove to fly between a pair of clashing rocks, the Symplegades, to ensure they could pass it through. When the dove made it through, it gave the Argonauts hope and confidence to venture over the rocks and continue their journey. Like the dove that flew into the unknown without even looking at the risk it was taking when crossing the rocks. Take courage, trust the universe, and that everything will be fine, and you will prosper in this new adventure. The innocence of the dove made it possible to continue the journey to find a golden fleece, so it's okay to be innocent and go without fear when faced with new things. Okay, so this person's fear is holding them back. They believe that something bad's going to happen. They don't believe that they will be successful. You know, something's going to go wrong. I do readings, I do health readings, work, I do love, I do relocations, business investments, anything you want really. I've got like, you know, this book that's like ultimate tarot spreads, which has got like hundreds of spreads. I tend to do love, but I had a friend ask about a business investment and what kind of property she should invest in, and she said it was really good advice. So par excellence was the term that she used. Yeah, this essential oils healing deck is new today, and so is the Star Brights tarot deck, and I'm loving them. Absolutely loving them. Right, so your person, the one's on your mind, or the one you're dealing with or manifesting in, Aquarius, has got the Ace of Swords. Okay, so sudden clarity, the truth, revelation, confession. What was foggy isn't anymore. Okay, they're starting to get clarity. They were too afraid to even try before. I mean, if you watch Tyler Henry, Hollywood psychic medium, you know, he says that people that have passed away, they're by your side and like they can see the future. So a medium can get answers about the future. What I do is I ask spirit to pull out cards and then I interpret the cards. Okay, so I can't see the future, but technically we're getting hints towards what's to come, and advice from, I mean, the spirit's made up of people that you know that have passed away and people that you don't know that have passed away. You have like a whole spirit team. If you want to read about it, there's a really good book that explains it in a much better way than I do. It's A Beginner's Guide to the 4 Psychic Clairsenses by Kevin Hunter. And most people have got these abilities. There's clairvoyance, clairaudience, claircognizance, and clairsentience. Okay, and then it tells you about each of the 7 chakras at the back and which angels to ask for help and what the chakras represent, each one of them, how they work. I read it in a few days on holiday, to be honest. Like, it's not a difficult read. It's really, really easy reading. Quite big text. And it just explains, like, the different clair senses and examples, you know, of what everyone's apparently got. At least 2 clair senses. You may have more, though. But yeah, it's got all the chakras, the angels, and it sort of explains, like, you know, the spirit team and everything. Like, that's who's like sort of giving hints and tips. But I'm more like trying to help people make sense of what's happened and why, and how to move out of certain cycles, like karmic cycles, or teach about karmic lessons, different kinds of relationships and connections that you might be having and why. It's not like I can predict lottery numbers or outcomes of stuff, but I can show you how other people are sort of feeling because of the cards that are selected for me. Does that make sense? I can't 100% explain it, but I know it's a thing. Okay, the High Priestess is reversed here. So in the outcome, intuition is cloudy. Okay, someone's really struggling to connect, and it seems like there's pessimism on both sides here, but I still don't really get the vibe of, like, yeah, this person's not showing up as like a page, a knight, a king, a queen. I don't think that you and this person are involved. I think this is, it's either someone from your past or someone in the future. I don't think this is the person that you're dealing with, but let's continue and see what else comes out, and I'll get the meaning of the High Priestess card. If you can see like visual entities, that's clairvoyance. When you're a voyeur, you view stuff, right? So clairvoyance is seeing entities. Someone that does that is Edgar Mendes. He reads like so differently to others because he gets messages from those entities that are around him. I'm sure one's in like the form of a dragon, and like other ones aren't really anything you could relate it to. But yeah, he's really cool to watch. He just reads dead different to anyone else. I don't know, it's cool. Edgar Mendes, his name is. The 5 of Pentacles reversed. God, this is depressing. Someone's lost all hope. Okay, they're feeling a lack of investment, of money, time, or energy from others. Taurus energy. Let's get one more. It looks pretty abysmal on both sides, to be honest. Like, someone can't manifest and someone can't, like, accept that something's over. Like, Eight of Pentacles reverse, lack of growth and expansion. 10 of Pentacles, prosperity. 10 of Pentacles is upright. That's in the outcome. What on earth? This is more of a stubborn energy, like, no, this is not going to end. I don't want it to. And then this is like, what's the point in trying for something, you know, in the future? Like, they're holding themselves back, they're being their own worst. You're both being your own worst enemies. It's like you won't let go of something and they won't start something new. Let's get the High Priestess card. I know what it means. I just want it's to do with like using your intuition, but I want like the Greek myth behind it. Well, I don't think there's a myth attached, but it's the astrological meaning of the lynx. You know what Tyler Henry does, the Hollywood psychic medium? He does like look for people's... He can't give specifics, but he can get messages from loved ones that have passed away that are in your presence about like your future career or your future love life. They can see the future. They also have an ego death, so like any hang-ups that they previously had, say like if someone didn't agree with the fact you were gay or something, like they wouldn't care about that once they've passed away. They have an ego death. Okay, lynx comes from a term meaning light and lunar associated with the divine lunar energies. Lynx is a wild cat known for its incredible eyesight, independence, insight, and beauty. It can find any prey from a very far distance. That's why astronomer Hevelius linked it to a group of fainted stars, because it would require the eyesight of a lynx to be able to observe these stars. This mysterious animal can sense things and see through whatever is hidden. In shamanism, it represents the keeper of secrets. Some call the lynx the silent witness because it has incredible night vision, remarkable hearing, and outstanding instincts. The lynx's large ears suggest heightened psychic senses, particularly the ability for clairaudience. Like the High Priestess card, use your intuition to guide you through the unseen like a lynx. It is time to develop your natural psychic abilities and expand your mind. So when it's reversed, someone's like struggling with their intuition, they're secretive, they got a lack of self-belief, they're blocked, they have huge doubts, imbalance. Oh, it feels so hot. Should I open this window? I think the light's moved around now. Give me some air. Oh, right. I feel like the water's making me more thirsty. Where's that? This person, they believe that they're not going to get to the Ten of Pentacles. Or to word that better, to phrase that better, they don't believe they're ever going to get to the Ten of Pentacles. They don't think they're going to be able to partner with another person. They think they've got to do it all themselves. They don't think they've got what it takes. They don't think they have what it, you know, requires to put themselves forward, which is a shame. Let's clarify. Why have they got the Magician reversed? What's made them come to this conclusion? Okay, they've been treated like a conquest, you know? People have slept with them and then moved on. Disregarded their feelings, not wanting to build with them. Not saying every person has disregarded them or not wanted to build, but they may have had a few duds recently. Distant, so far away, physically and emotionally. See if you can rekindle the passion again. So there was someone that they cared about that became distant with them. This person has a secret past, okay? So they have a lot of experience when it comes to all kinds of personalities, okay? All kinds of characters. They are not naive, okay? They're not sheltered. They've lived a life. There's things that have happened to them that they haven't told you about, okay? Hi, welcome in. Oh, that's the end of these. Okay, let's get these ones. They can't be an innocent dove, okay, because they've been crushed between the rocks. They've fallen, they've taken a leap of faith and, you know, fallen flat. So they don't have that naive, youthful, optimistic kind of vibe about them anymore. They can't do because they know too much, right? Inner compass, trust your instincts to lead you in the right direction. Well, they don't. They feel like they've picked badly or they've trusted the wrong people. They don't want to trust their own instincts anymore. Ooh, copycat running away. What's this? I don't really understand the copycat card. Is that when someone's like single white femaling you and they're like trying to adopt your life? They're trying to like be you. They're used to people running away, you know? People that are just there for like a good time, not a long time with that conquest card. Maybe they feel like a copycat, maybe they feel like they're trying to be like other people, or they just feel like other people are copycats. I don't know. I'm not sure about that one. I don't know. Maybe that's who the duds were, you know, people that were just pretenders. Let's get an unspoken truth. You gave me the sweetest dream and the hardest reality. Oh my God, that's not nice. If fate brought us together, why won't it let us be? Why won't it let us be together? This person is being shown like glimmers of things that look nice, that look like the Ten of Pentacles, and then it's become like, you know, that it was just an illusion. They feel like they got close to it at times and then, you know, it just like turned to nothing. No wonder they feel like giving up. You wouldn't trust yourself. Everything's smoke and mirrors. You know, between all the liars and the pretenders, the users, the ones it just didn't work out with for whatever reason, you know, it gets tough, doesn't it, to stay optimistic. How do you stay optimistic when it keeps going left field? When is this person going to come into contact with Aquarius then? I don't understand when this person's going to come into contact, because if you're both feeling hopeless, December. So December could be an important time. Christmas time, New Year. It's when we have like family time. We feel nostalgic. The Christmas lights go up. It's a time of like coming together, time for peace, goodwill. I really want to know what the tower is that you're trying to start with. I don't normally do this, but I'm going to try and clarify your tower card. Why has Aquarius got the tower? Give it time, everything in divine timing, let things flow. Sexuality, someone's still figuring themselves out. It's something to do with sexuality. It doesn't necessarily mean your sexual orientation, but it can mean like, when you basically become celibate because the other person's not interested in sex anymore. Like if you've still got sex drive, it's really difficult to sort of like give up on that part of your life. can make you feel really, really bad about yourself as well. Make you feel distant from your partner. Something about divine timing here. You're supposed to let the tower fall. December's an important month. And there's someone showing up in your reading that wants to invest, okay? They want to work together with another person to build the Ten of Pentacles. There's so many pentacles here. They could be between jobs or struggling for money for some reason at the moment, which is why they're not offering themselves up to anyone. But also they've just had loads of stuff happen like previously. So I did Aries and Taurus this morning. If you just click on the, if you come out of this live, go to the lives playlist, the last live that I did, and it's got timestamps as well, which I like never do, but it's got timestamps on. So you'll see Aries and Taurus. It's got Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and Virgo. I did... Sorry, yeah, it's in the title, but it's the live before the last one. I did Libra. And then I had my dinner. You're welcome. God, it's getting dark. It doesn't look dark on the camera, but it's like dark in here. To me. Let's get you some advice, Aquarius. Yes, please, Dad. Cultivate stillness. When things are feeling crazy, when things are feeling too much, okay, too high frequency, you're gonna need to like find a way to calm yourself down, Aquarius, okay? And this person needs to as well. It might be just the right time over the summer. You know, you don't have to be busy when it's hot. You can slow down. You can find a way to adapt to a new routine or get out of the routine, you know, adjust to these different weather conditions, like find a way. Like, I was considering getting a book out earlier. Do you know what I mean? It's like, one thing the hot weather does is it gives you like holiday climate in your own back garden, doesn't it? And it's like things that I would never normally consider, I'm starting to consider. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, just find things to do to cultivate some stillness, slow it down, okay? Get grounded, try to adjust to this different pace and get used to it. Let's get an essential oil that's going to be useful to you. Because you can, you know, the beauty of 2025 is you can order anything you want, provided you've got stable circumstances. But you know what, access to stuff is fantastic. It's the best it's ever been. This is coming out so much. Okay, so we've got orange. Elevates and invigorates. Okay. And then you've got cinnamon, protects and regulates. So both of those can be obviously in a dish. They would go really well together, wouldn't they? Cinnamon and orange. You can have supplements of cinnamon, supplements of orange. You can have things topical on your hands, you know, like a nice moisturizer or hand cream, or you can have it in your diffuser, you know, during the day to add some humidity if the air's gone really dry. It helps anyone with inflammation or, you know, asthma, things like that, breathing conditions, anxiety. It's nice when you're in bed to put something like a diffuser on as well. It's just like, it's something extra. It's not luxury, it's well-being. It's treating yourself to something that isn't toxic, you know, like it's a nice habit, it's a nice bedtime routine. So consider some stuff like that for your well-being. Let's get some positive affirmations. I am surrounded by beauty, love, and abundance. Now, that is for both of you, okay? The cross watcher as well, because look what we've got here. All these cards of pentacles. All this concern of a lack of wealth, a lack of security. It's not good for the brain to be like thinking that way. It's so pessimistic. I am surrounded by beauty, love, and abundance. Okay, so I'm going to leave your reading there, Aquarius. Take care. I hope this reading resonates. I hope you liked it, that it was entertaining. Please like, share, subscribe, follow, repost, support the channel. It's a year old as of a few days ago. A lot of work goes into it, so if you could show your appreciation, that will keep me going. Thank you. Thanks. And then on to Pisces. I'm going to have to put a light on, because I won't be able to read anything on the cards. It looks light on the phone, but it's not. It's really dark in here. Right, we're stacking up the drinks here. We've gone from beer to water to coffee. Right, let's get the Pisces card. Let's have a few shuffles. That curtain's been blocking all the winds, the lovely wind that's started. I'm just gonna sort that. I need a breeze on me. Okay, spirit guides, universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Pisces' highest good. How is Pisces feeling in this third week of July 2025 with regards to one they're thinking about, dealing with or manifesting in? 3 cards for how Pisces is feeling first of all, please. Right, we've got the 5 of Pentacles upright, the 9 of Swords reversed, and the 9 of Pentacles reversed. I think there's worries about money here and being financially independent. You're definitely feeling a state of lack, investment of time, money and energy. This is about being abundant by yourself. If the 9 of Pentacles was upright, I'd say that you feel like you've got enough to stand on your own 2 feet and you don't need anyone else. Okay, but because that's reversed, I do think it's more about money than love. It's a sense of like, I don't feel like I've got enough, you know, to stand on my own 2 feet, or like I need to cooperate with someone else because I won't have enough, you know, like for what it is that I want to achieve, like solo. And I think you're trying to like drop the anxiety about it, but it's kind of the reality, isn't it? Like that's the reality. The 2 of Pentacles, so looking for balance, looking for duality, unity, reciprocity. It's the juggler, okay? So it's constantly trying to prioritize one or the other. Capricorn energy. You may find it difficult to deal with your different priorities, different responsibilities, or you may be looking for someone that's going to give you equal give and take. Okay, we've got the Knight of Cups reversed and the 3 of Wands reversed. So you're kind of keeping yourself stuck here. You're not taking action when it comes to professing your love to someone, or, you know, pursuing romance, dating with a view to falling in love. Of course, the 3 of Wands is taking action. It's when you've decided, you know, what you plan on doing, it's then going and doing it. If you want to go towards someone and express your feelings, you know, if you want to charm someone, you ought to go and do it, but you're not. Is it because money's an issue, or you just feel overwhelmed? Let's see who's showing up for you. If it's someone you're dealing with, someone that's on your mind, or someone that you're manifesting in. It's your major arcana, Pisces, the moon. Okay, so someone is, they're aware that even in the dark, you know, they must walk forwards anyway. They mustn't let fear take over. So they're using their insight, their desire to transform. They must walk through the gates anyway, even if it's scary, even if there's some stuff that's not known. They could be a Pisces, they could be a Scorpio. Let's get the moon card because it's a major arcana. Right, Pisces is fish in Latin. After the gods of Mount Olympus defeated the Titans and the giants in the War of the Titans, the earth goddess Gaia became angry. She said Tartarus release a monster. She and Tartarus release a monster called Typhon to attack the gods of Mount Olympus. Typhon was depicted with wings, a man's torso, and coiled serpents instead of legs. Well, I've not read this one before. Typhon had 100 serpents' heads instead of fingers. Now I have. That's not something you forget. A tangled beard, pointed ears, and flaming eyes. Trying to escape, Aphrodite, the goddess of love, and her son Eros took cover in the reeds on the banks of the Euphrates River. But when the wind stirred the vegetation, Aphrodite was afraid. Holding Eros on her lap, she called the nymphs for help and jumped into the river. One version of the story, the two turned into fish. In another version, two fish called Aphrodite and Eros safely on their backs. Two fish carried Aphrodite and Eros safely on their backs. Typhon was conquered and sent back by Zeus to the underworld. Pisces is creative, sensitive, and imaginative, ruled by the planet Neptune, the god of the sea. Like the moon card, Pisces is connected with intuition, dreams, and the subconscious, making it difficult to see the real world. Like Aphrodite, use your instincts to act and it will help you navigate better. Yeah, so there's some sort of like, you know, the fool realizes that he must walk forwards anyway in the story of the major arcana, but sometimes there is like, of course, there's a certain amount of fear of the unknown, but it's about moving into the next chapter because it's necessary. If we're held back by fear, then we could be afraid of something that's not even a problem. You know, like your first day at work and you get really nervous. You go, and by the end of the day, you're like, well, that was silly. Why did I get myself so tangled up? It wasn't even that bad. You know? Right, so we've got the Seven of Cups reversed. So I do think fear is causing this person to stagnate. They're struggling to work with a blank canvas and see what it is that they want. They've got a lack of inspiration. They need inspo. The Queen of Wands reversed. Yeah, someone's lackluster. They just have got no energy at the moment. The Queen of Wands, when she's upright, is Sagittarian energy. It's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, you know, this can be like the third party, the person who's seductive, confident, almost vain, you know. There's a really good story about Cassiopeia. A Queen of Wands isn't always a third party card. It's just someone who's very goal orientated. They're ambitious. They get what they want. They make shit happen. You know, solar plexus activated, like very confident, very assertive, you know, seductive, quite cheeky. So this poor person, whoever this is, they're really struggling to like feel that way, you know. They're just so lackluster, deflated, uninspired. Thanks for the likes. I don't do personal questions in lives. You pay for a personal reading and I'll do 20 minutes for you for £18. Or you follow the narrative by watching the collective reading for each zodiac sign. Okay, so you can watch your sign or the sign of your person. If you follow the narrative of what's going on with someone long term, you'll kind of know whether you're going to end up with them or not. Four of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so someone is not conserving wealth. They could be a shopaholic. They could be spending a lot at the moment or have a lot of outgoings. The Empress reversed and the Knight of Pentacles. What is going on? Someone's in like the vibe of chasing when what they should be doing is attracting. If you turn that round, the Empress should be sat attracting. Look, I'll tell you the story of the Empress. It's actually, this is a bit freaky now because it's related to Cassiopeia, the Queen of Wands. They're related. Andromeda is the daughter of this queen. Right, so Andromeda. Andromeda in Greek mythology was an Ethiopian princess known for her beauty. Daughter of King Cepheus and vain Queen Cassiopeia. Okay, that's her daughter. That's the mother, that's the daughter. One day, Cassiopeia claimed that Andromeda was more beautiful than the Nereids, a group of sea nymphs. Poseidon sent a sea monster, Cetus, to destroy the coast of Cepheus' land as punishment for his wife's arrogance. Desperate, the king sought advice from the oracle of Ammon, who told him to sacrifice his daughter to save his land. Andromeda was then chained to a rock and left to the monster. Perseus was passing by and saw her. He saved her by defeating Cetus with his magical sword. The two lived happily married and had 7 children. Perseus cared for Andromeda and gave her a joyful and prosperous life filled with love. The Empress represents giving and receiving care from others and having an abundant life. Okay, so when the Empress is in her true self, she's a mother, she's abundant, she's fertile, she's nurturing, she's creative, she's natural, she's sensual. Okay, so this is the card of Taurus and Libra. They're both ruled by Venus, the goddess of love. This is someone that should not be chasing people, not at all. When it's reversed, there's creative blocks, insecurities, negligence, no growth, infertile, disconnected from nature, smothering. Okay, so if an Empress is running after you, there's something wrong, isn't there? You know, like, you should be admiring her and going towards her. So it's unattractive. Not unattractive in that, like, female empowerment and all that is unattractive, but when the Empress knows her worth, she isn't trying to, like, force anything. She isn't trying to make anyone be with her. She's just being herself. And then someone who's worthy of her will come along, okay? It's like her job to realise, you know, that she's not supposed to run after people. If people are running away from you, then, you know, they've got issues. So someone's feeling really, you know, not good about themselves at the moment. Lack of value, lack of self-worth. They were together, weren't they? See, let's get another one. Hi, welcome in. The Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is a soulmate card, okay? So it's feelings of nostalgia. It can be that you feel like you've always known someone, even when you've never met them before, because you agreed to a soul contract in a previous life, okay? So you do know each other, but not in this life. Does that make sense? That's upright. In the outcome, we've got a soulmate, like a soulmate card in the outcome. How's that going to be? You're looking for duality, but you've been put off and you're not going towards anyone right now. They're scared, they're put off, they're not going towards anyone right now, and then we have a soulmate union in the outcome. Now, reunion doesn't always mean it's an ex. It can mean like you're reunited with someone who you agreed to have a contract with in the 5D. So technically it's the first time you met them, however, you met before, maybe didn't complete a contract together in a previous life, so it needs to happen in this life. So I think you're manifesting this person in. They could be a Taurus, they could be a Libra, they could have Pisces in their chart, or they could have none of those. Let's clarify what's been going on with them, because you know why you feel the way that you feel. Why are they fearful? Why are they, like, having creative blocks? Why don't they know what they want? Okay, so they've been dealing with people who are all talk, Billy bullshitters. Okay. Silver-tongued devils, big flirts, no action, players. No wonder they don't trust their own judgment anymore. No wonder they're afraid. They're getting hurt all the time. The problem with the Empress is she's very much like about beauty, so if someone's good looking, she might go for that. And people who are very good looking aren't usually very nice. Not always the case, but it doesn't tend to do people any favours. when they're good looking, they tend to abuse that, don't they? Playful innocence. Embrace a childish spirit where baby steps lead to joy, not seriousness. Okay, so they need to just calm down with like the major goals and start off with, you know, if you date someone, you never got to see them again. You haven't got to do anything. You don't owe anyone anything. You don't have to do anything with anyone. You know, you can just try to enjoy the interaction, and like, it doesn't have to go anywhere, and you don't have to be physical with them. You don't have to see them again. You don't have to go on any more dates. But if you just take the pressure off and stop thinking about the end outcome, you know, the stakes are raised, aren't they, when you keep jumping to like marriage and kids and stuff like that. And like, this person could do with, you know, just enjoying like being wined and dined, I think. Just exploring romance, like to enjoy being around someone else. They need to take baby steps. It helps, it really helps not to be physical with someone straight away as well. Like, expectations need to be high. That'll see off all the jerks. And at least if someone turns out to be like losing interest after they slept with you, at least like you got some paid for dates out of them first. Like, it's not as like inglorious, is it? Recording, announcing, expressing, revealing truth. Ooh, yeah, they found out things about other people that they've, you know, people just aren't like who they say they are. They're just full of shit. Trust your gut. It's rarely wrong. Perhaps they saw warning signs with people previously and just continued anyway, or perhaps like they're just so used to, you know, it going like left field that they're giving up on fate and stuff like that. But they need to get in touch with their spirituality again, because everything happens for a reason. If you're sent a karmic lesson, you know, then you learn your lesson, and hopefully you start to put up expectations, put up walls, you know, make things more challenging for people, like have higher standards, like great expectations. People prefer to live up to them than not. So you can't really go wrong doing that. If you don't have any expectations, then everyone's a winner, aren't they? And it's just, there's no filter then for the jerks. Yeah, they need to reconnect with the divine, reconnect, and to trust themselves and trust the divine plan. Your intuition is rarely wrong. If you got a weird feeling about something, if it's not right in your gut, don't do it. Stop it, you know, don't do it again. Like, if you don't know why, but you feel like this is just right, then, you know, then you're just doing what you think is best at the time. So you need to be hard on yourself. Problem is, you know, it does a lot of damage afterwards. You feel like a fool, don't you, afterwards, and then you're just scared. But they need to take baby steps and get back out there. Let's get you some advice then, Pisces. Intuition. Okay, it's a theme here. Deep intuition, third eye. Okay, what is your body telling you? What is your gut telling you? It's not about rationalizing things or intellectualizing things, and it's not about what society wants. It's about your gut. Are you feeling like something isn't safe? Are you feeling like something is exciting but wrong? Are you feeling like someone is showing you all the right signs and you can probably be safe around this person, that they'll probably take care of you? Are they running around to get the car and bring it to you? Are they keeping the engine running because they're not expecting a kiss? Like, are they prepared to get you from your parents' house to meet your parents? And like, you know, if someone's doing things and saying, "Oh, I'll just meet you there," that's not looking after you, is it? That's not taking care of someone. That's not respecting the time that you're giving them. They asked to spend time with you, so they should take care of you while you're out. Otherwise, what the hell is that? Or you can just turn up and I'll just look through the window and decide if I like you or not. What? Like, no, I don't need to do that, thank you. You know, there's proof in the pudding, and then there's your intuition telling you, like, I'm not getting the right signs off this person, then I'm just not doing things that I'm happy with. Like, no, you know, big fat no. Normally your intuition is rarely wrong, it's just that we ignore it because we want the relationship, we ignore it because this works for us right now or whatever. But there ain't no smoke without fire, and you will get your fingers burnt dancing with the devil. Like, essential oil of jasmine, very, very nice. Jasmine smells lovely. Really nice in the diffuser, really nice in perfumes and creams. It attracts desire and spiritual love. That's really nice. Look at this, intuition, spiritual love. Look, Six of Cups is in the outcome, okay? So you two are going to meet at some point. I don't believe that you know each other. Let's get a timing. I think you're two hopeless individuals that are going to find each other, and it's just all going to make sense. You know what I mean? It's all going to make sense. Within 3 months, beautiful. Within 3 months, okay? That's in the outcome. A soul tie, soul union, really healthy, really like lovely memories being made for many years. Right, take care. I hope this resonates. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, repost, support the channel. Wait, I haven't given you a positive affirmation. I knew there was something. Okay, I am surrounded by beauty, love, and abundance. I am surrounded by beauty, love, and abundance. Okay, that's something you can say to yourself, something positive. And, you know, it'll raise your vibrations. Get that jasmine out as well. All right, take care, and I'll see you in the next one, Pisces.